Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Elz Tells.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Elz Tells. Elz Tells. Elz Tells. What you telling? Yeah.
Cities too.
Today's episode is reacting to my hate comments on LADBible.
Woo-woo-woo.
Star Wars edition. I asked everyone after last season what they wanted to see more of this season, and a couple of you said Star Wars stuff.
Never have too much Star Wars.
I love Star Wars. I was very kindly invited to be part of a LADBible Would You Rather video. So they did one for like Marvel, they've done a Taylor Swift one and things like that. And they did a Star Wars one. And they had your girl in to be one of the peeps that they asked. So it was me and 4 others. It was really fun. We're basically going to go through and look at some of the amazing comments we got because obviously... We, as in the LADBible people, but me. Yeah, we're going to look at some of the comments we got because obviously the Star Wars fandom is so lovely and understanding and welcoming.
So that was going to be my first thing. Before you start looking at comments, what do you think of the Star Wars fandom community?
It's extremely toxic. And I knew that before I accepted this LADBible thing. I literally said to Nick I was like, realistically, whatever I say is not going to be right. It is the only fandom where whatever opinion you have is met with, you're wrong. You could say A New Hope is the best, you're wrong. You could say that the Disney ones are the best, you're wrong. You could say that The Mandalorian is amazing, you're wrong. It doesn't matter what it is, someone will say that you're wrong. That is just the truth of it. Now, the reason I love Star Wars is because there's so much of it that everything is someone's favourite. And I really like that. There's huge toxicity. And realistically, I do think it's really sad. Like, you know, that podcast where it's like a woman who's saying basically that Star Wars isn't for women.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And saying that like women shouldn't be in Star Wars and like all that stuff. Like, I thought that was so sad and completely misplaced and just like wrong. Inevitable hatred within the Star Wars community. What do you think?
I think it's the worst community for fandom out there. I love Star Wars, but like I'm a legit fan because I like all of it.
The problem is they shoot themselves in the foot, the Star Wars fans, because one minute they say they hate everything Disney do, the next minute Andor's the best thing in the world.
You like a bit of Star Wars then. If you hate everything from Disney onwards, you're not a Star Wars fan.
Right.
You just like a bit. You like prequel Star Wars, or you liked the 70s stuff. You liked those 3 films. You like the original trilogy. You wouldn't be there like, I'm a Star Wars fan. You'd be like, I like the original trilogy. That's fine.
I was worried when I was asked to do the LADBible thing because I was like, what if they get people in the room who are just toxic like that? Who, you know, when I say that I love Poe Dameron because I love Poe Dameron.
Totally valid opinion.
Then they will come at me. So what I will say is the people in the room, lovely. Absolutely loved the other creators that were there. It was a really fun day. I've obviously signed things and don't know how much I'm allowed to actually say about the process or anything. Everyone behind the camera, in front of the camera, the sound people, like everyone, just absolutely lovely. And we basically went to a studio, filmed it, and what you see is what you get. We filmed it and it was really fun. We did get asked a lot more questions that weren't included in the video because obviously you film for a long time and then they cut down to the best bits. Some of my favourite bits weren't included, but that's fine. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But I will ask you some of the questions as well that we weren't asked. But what I want to do is go through, ask you the questions and get your opinion, and also then go through the hate comments. Some of my favourite questions that were cut out. So you've got 2 choices and you have to stand in the box.
Yeah, red or blue box.
What you would rather. So the question was, would you rather have the voice of Jar Jar Binks always in your head, like as sort of internal dialogue, making your decisions, that kind of thing? Or would you rather have the voice of your mum?
Jar Jar Binks.
Right. That's literally, I couldn't run to that space any faster. It was funny because I had to like convince some of the others to come to the Jar Jar Binks box. I'm like, no, you do not want the voice of your mother making every
your mum's
choice.
Voice in your head. Everything.
Yeah, literally everything.
Personal time.
Like, no, personal time.
Your mum's with you at your personal time.
No, thank you.
I want Jar Jar Binks in my head. It's a good idea.
Exactly. Would you rather see a CGI younger version of someone in the Star Wars universe, or would you rather they get recast? I stood in recast.
Yeah.
There were actually a few creators that stood in the CGI bit. Now I get it because obviously in Book of Boba Fett you get the younger version of Luke, which makes total sense because we have seen young Luke before and therefore he kind of needed to be the same to keep it consistent. My only thing is that if we never recast anything in Star Wars, then you would never get Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, you're going to de-age Alec Guinness and then what? You know? For me, that was an easy one. But we actually like spoke about that for quite a long time. But obviously didn't make the cut. Let's get your answers then.
All right.
Question 1. You can let us know your answers to these in the comments as well of Would You Rathers. So would you rather erase Andor or The Mandalorian?
Andor.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's brilliant, but I do see him in Rogue One. So it's not like he's gone forever.
That was exactly my reasoning and my thought process. Now the comments... My loves had a few things.
Because Andor's seen as very... Andor is very good, right? You know he's going to die because he dies in Rogue One. So, like, did they need to do it in the first place?
As part of my answer and my sort of like rebuttals to the others, that I wouldn't be willing to give up Grogu and the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, like all of these great characters and their great stories.
That was a massive revival. Let's be real.
Yeah,
the 2020, you know, which came on like Disney Plus, and obviously the Americans had it way before we did here in the UK, and everyone was like illegally streaming it here. It's like, have you seen the Mandalorian already? Like, but and it was a massive revival. So now when people trying to poo-poo it as if the Mandalorian is some incredible small, the internet was bonkers for Baby Grogu for ages.
So in the video, I am wearing a Jar Jar Binks t-shirt and
you were rage baiting
and a Grogu headband. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I was.
You deliberately wore it to rage bait.
Well, it's not rage bait. I wasn't doing it to like anger people. I was doing it because that's what I love and that's what's in my collection.
Frustrate some 40-year-old man watching. You knew it. Some purist who's just like.
Well, yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna love what I love, and I don't care if you hate it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna wear it.
I do find it funny that someone's getting triggered
by
the Jar Jar t-shirt. They're just like, I can't cope.
So someone's put, you have every right to voice your opinion, but Mando better because Grogu is too cute is not a good opinion to have. The problem I have with that is not the point that I made at all.
Even if it was.
He is cute though. Grogu's adorable. He literally, like you say, revived a huge part of Star Wars.
I don't feel that's a strong enough like reason to get rid of it. Fine.
Saying it's not a good opinion to have. That wasn't even what I said.
Star Wars fans loved it. They love to check how valid your opinion is.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Every opinion is valid. So this person said that comment has over 470 likes. So like a lot of people are like, yeah, cool. People
back that. People think your opinion's...
people are like, yeah, that girl is crazy. But then someone's put, which I think is a really good like rebuttal. If you love a character and it's a question of which you would get rid of, it's completely valid to say you wouldn't get rid of the show and a character you love, especially if you don't have a strong connection with Andor. Here's the thing. I love Andor. I think season 1 and the way that they build it is absolutely chef's kiss.
Andor
amazing.
Is peak Star Wars, yeah.
But to me,
so is Mandalorian.
It's totally valid to get rid of Andor because you still have him in Rogue One.
Exactly.
And really, Andor isn't a necessity. It's a nice to have.
Yes.
Because you don't need to know all of that. It's amazing and I'm glad we have it. I'm glad we know it. But we don't need it for the story. Whereas Mando, Grogu, that whole thing, to me, brings such a new aspect to Star Wars. It's fun, it has the action. So many more people got into Star Wars and recognised Star Wars again. It literally revived Star Wars.
There were like literally memes of people like up to the sky with Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau being like, oh, it's the Mandalorian.
Someone's replied to it, good is the point of view, Anakin.
Hilarious.
So good.
Contextual meme. I like that. That's good. Yeah.
Very good. Someone else has put Andor over Mandalorian. Andor gave another layer on how the rebellion sacrificed everything to make A New Hope even possible. Agree.
We kind of got that from Rogue One.
Right. It's kind of already there.
So before Andor the series came out, I didn't think like, oh, I just don't know how the rebellion did it. I just don't know how A New Hope came to be. I got that from Rogue One. I understood the sacrifice it cost. He dies on a beach.
So many people say to keep Andor.
Obviously,
so many.
It's because it's fresh in their mind. And it was I can't lie, it's peak Star Wars. But so was Mandalorian.
This did get filmed before season 2 of Andor as well, just to caveat that. But someone's put Andor is consistently excellent. Now, I would disagree with that. I don't think it's consistently excellent. I think the first part of season 2 of Andor is extremely slow. And some of it, to me, feels a bit misplaced and a little bit extreme for Star Wars. And it really hits in the kind of last 4 and especially the last 2 episodes of season 2 of Andor, I think are incredible pieces of Star Wars.
Andor series 1 and 2 follows the same format. Slow burn, Big Finish. You were telling me rock, paper, scissors in a forest is peak Star Wars.
Yeah, yikes.
Are you honestly telling me
Like,
an episode of Andor lying around like with a load of thugs shooting each other in a misty forest? You're telling me that's peak Star Wars?
If you put rock, paper, scissors like that into Book of Boba Fett, people would laugh it off the streets. People would literally be like,
people
nah.
are so funny. Where they're just like,
it's weird.
This is peak Star. Nah. The end of that series is arguably the peak of Star Wars. Absolutely. I totally admit the last hour of Andor Season 2 is quite literally possibly some of the best TV I've ever watched. You can't tell me that rock, paper, scissors in a forest is anywhere near that.
Someone's put, I love Mando, but the Andor writing is literally the best of all Star Wars and they did it without Jedi. That's my problem. I like the Jedi.
I want to see a lightsaber and the Force.
Right. Otherwise, it's not really what I like from Star Wars.
Whereas in The Mandalorian, we see Ahsoka, we see Luke, we see, like say, live action Bo-Katan, we see so many cameos, and I love it. And I love the whole crew around it. Grief Karga, who's obviously Carl Weathers, who's passed, who I absolutely love. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
High Magistrate. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I love it. I guarantee in 5 years, when the next big thing comes along, people will be binning off Andor.
They did like clips that they've then added to TikTok and Instagram. So let's go through some of these. Mando got the memes and Pedro, but Andor as a show is far superior. Someone put, Andor is amazing, Mandalorian is just to sell toys. I've seen a lot of people talk about that.
That was not the reaction of the fan base in 2020. You guys were lapping it up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you were eating it out of Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau's hands. You were absolutely lauding them. And then they're so quick to turn. It'd be like, that's for toys, that's for kids, that's for... I cannot believe it. The fan base is crazy.
Marketability and thoughtless excitement versus actually the greatest piece of Star Wars media there's ever been. I can't do this. It's things like, this is why 90% of Star Wars is not good. The fans are just merch buyers, blah, 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 blah. Like, sorry, I like the merch. I would rather buy Grogu merch than I would...
don't just like... You play Star Wars Unlimited, the card game, for hours. You've played Star Wars Battlefront 2. You've played Outlaws. You've played Jedi Survivor, and the other one. So you play all the video games. You've watched all the TV series, the animated stuff, and so you're not just buying the merch. You're not just like this basic girl who's just like this.
But even if I was,
you played more the game. I haven't played Jedi Survivor yet. I just haven't found time to do it. But you've sat down and actually played the games and enjoyed them all.
But even if I was, why is that so bad?
I know.
The merch sales is a big part of what keeps things going.
100%.
It's supporting the media by buying the merch that's related to it. They made so much Andor merch. They have all the Funko Pops, they have all the Black Series figures, everything.
Of course they did.
They've got loads of Andor merch out there. They did t-shirts on Disney Store. Like, they have Andor merch as well, so both of them need merch.
Off the fly question.
Off the fly.
Star Wars animal plush that you really want. I would love an Ogdo Bogdo plush. I really love an Ogdo Bogdo.
I've got a Fathia, I really like that one. I've got a Tauntaun. I've got all the good ones, really.
Is there any plush of a toy that you don't have that you would want?
I want Nyx from the Outlaws.
Oh, yeah,
Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws. There isn't a plush of him at all.
Well, it's just come to Galaxy's Edge. But it's one of the hard toys, they did the Loth Cat, it's half hard, and so I think it speaks, makes the noises and stuff. Then some people are saying Andor is so boring, which I see.
I must say, I have a lot of friends who said that. Did anyone else stand with you in your box for Mandalorian on the day?
Yeah. Because everyone was saying, do you really want to get rid of the dark saber and all of that?
We saw Moff Gideon in the live action dark saber.
Come on.
Yeah, I think people have just forgotten what everyone felt when we first saw Din Djarin in a full Beskar armor.
The other ones, would you rather get freaky with Jabba the Hutt or Watto?
Jabba, obviously, because he probably has other slaves.
I said Jabba because, I would hope that he has, money or something to offer.
Yeah, Watto's poor. He's literally...
He's poor.
He owns, one slave, Anakin.
Right.
And his mum.
This is the thing.
And he's got a tiny little junk shop. Jabba's actually got a palace.
Right, exactly.
And a rancor.
And a barge.
Yeah, and a barge.
And parties.
I'm going with the guy who has a barge.
Max Rebo
in the corner on the keys. Yeah.
Exactly. There are a couple of comments specifically about me. funny. I don't know who the Grogu ears girl is, but without hating, she seems like the kind of person who buys who buys full merch of cute animals, and it's just her reason to like the show. Yes and no.
It's hard to defend on the visual side, but like visually, that's hard to defend. But obviously, like I said, I know you. Like when you're actually sat there playing the games and playing the card games and collecting the art, and like
I just replied, "You got me there." But what's funny is that then people backtrack so quick, because in reply to me saying you got me there, oh, sorry for judging you on appearances. I hope you're doing good and everything.
Obviously felt bad.
It's so bad.
You even read the comic as to how C-3PO got his red arm. Like, I'm not even that deep
and the
into Star Wars.
Kelnaka one is really, really good.
Why Kelnaka has a shaved head. Like,
it's his tattoo.
Tattoo. Yeah, like, again, you're way deeper into the lore than I am.
I just like it.
And I'm learning from you about the lore, and I'm just amazed. And I was loving Star Wars since I was like 4.
Someone wrote, that girl is like your typical Disney adult, but 60 pounds lighter. I mean, so you think I'm skinny?
That's a compliment, I can't lie. That's actually straight up compliment.
I actually was really happy with that, I can't lie.
We're never bothered by internet stuff, because I think the good thing is, because we're millennials and we grew up of that. I grew up...
This is tame.
I said, I grew up in the days of Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, and it's just like, this is nothing.
This is genuinely just funny, because before I went, I knew that the comment section was going to be fun, and everyone in the room knew the comment section was going to be fun. Yeah. Would you rather exclusively watch the sequels or the prequels?
The prequels, not because I'm some kind of purist, but that's what I grew up on. I love The Phantom Menace. I know people hate it. That I started on Phantom Menace. Like I said, I was born in 1996. Obviously, Phantom Menace came out in 1999. I saw it a little sooner after that. And so for me, that and Jar Jar, I love Jar Jar. That was my introduction to Star Wars.
Yeah.
My dad didn't sit me down and be like, "What's this, son? This old Ewok running around the forest and this old slow-paced R2-D2 through the sand dunes," and I'll be like, "Dad, this is boring." But I was like, pod racing.
I came to Star Wars quite late. Yes, you got me into it, but I also got myself more into Star Wars as it went along.
Yeah, you took yourself. I was just like, look at this, and you were like, Lord.
So I chose the prequels because of Revenge of the Sith, because I think that is some of the best stuff. Because even though before I knew the sort of I am your father stuff, I didn't realise that we were getting the rise to Darth Vader, because you didn't pre-warn me that was going to happen. All of that Mustafar fight and all of that stuff, I really didn't know it was going to happen, and my jaw was on the floor.
Because I made you watch it in chronology, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I made you watch it in 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So that you've got that full of stuff. But by the time you reach Revenge of the Sith, your mind was blown.
Well, of course I was crying. It was huge. Funny enough, when we were in the room filming this, one of the guys behind the camera and stuff was like, "Yeah, I've never seen it. I know what happens anyway, really." And I was like, "But you don't." I was like, "I promise you don't. Everyone knows the I am your father thing. I feel like it is not talked about, the massive arc that you get in the prequels." A lot of people in the room were saying how it was a really easy choice and they would keep the prequels because of their childhood, kind of like you said. But I don't think it is an easy choice, because I personally absolutely love the Poe Dameron and Finn relationship. I think that's so fun. I hope they bring them back. I've heard rumours about Poe Dameron coming back
for the Ryan Gosling piloting thingy. Yes, I had heard rumours about that.
Would love that.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone much. Would. I know that Oscar Isaac said before that he said something funny, like he would only do it if he wanted to buy a new house, something like that.
What I find is not only was the sequel obviously a little bit dampened by the fan base, but the prequels were as well. That's the annoying thing.
Oh, yeah.
No one liked the prequels. Now all of a sudden, everyone that liked the prequels is of age. We will get, in the next 10, 15 years, I'm sure, everyone who watched the sequels,
there you go,
all coming through, and they'll be like, yeah, Kylo Ren's my favourite, and all that kind of stuff. What I don't like and find sad is that the cast have left it on a bit of a damp squid, and understandably, John Boyega's just I'm not going back to that. And it's just I totally get that. But it's sad, though, that you end up with a cast then who's finished a massive project, and they're I wouldn't want to go back to that. But I'm but I love what you did.
Yeah.
I thought you were very good. Yeah, I love the character Finn. I thought it was brilliant. And so really sad that because of other factors, they no, I'm done with that.
This is where I get upset about the Acolyte stuff, because the difference is that despite everything that happened with that and the fan base, it wasn't the fan base, it was a lot of toxicity online, bullied the people and all that, but still, Manny Jacinto is saying, yes, bring us back.
Yeah.
Amandla, yes, bring us back. Despite everything. They want to come back because they loved it. And that's the energy I love. I love seeing that because I loved it.
Like the lightsaber dueling.
Incredible.
That was probably some of the best lightsaber
The
dueling we've
reveal
seen.
of the stranger, goosebumps.
When he's like headbutting lightsabers and like 10v1 in.
The best bit, neck snap, boom.
Neck snapping.
Amongst all of the pew, 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 there's boom,
and like,
neck.
and he does like the pim, 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 like turns his lightsaber on and off. Which everyone says like, oh, why don't you just turn your lightsaber on and off? And I'm just watching some guy basically just hack a fight. He's just like,
incredible.
He's cheating. He's got cheat codes on.
Absolutely incredible. And you know what? I don't mind if they don't want to do Acolyte Season 2. Whatevs. Do a new one called The Stranger.
Just give me Chimera, yeah.
But then carry on the
Manifest
story,
Intel, yeah.
but under a different umbrella if people are just going to go and like hate bomb the reviews or whatever. They literally got like terrible stars before anyone even watched it. It's so infuriating. And I could talk about that all day because I absolutely loved the Acolyte.
I thought it was good, yeah.
Any hoobies, would you rather see Rey rebuild the Jedi Order or have a completely new protagonist in a film? This was a controversial one.
I would probably want to see Rey come back. One, because I'm just interested to see what they would do with her. Don't get me wrong, I think she should have stayed as Rey Palpatine. And the whole thing is that like his evil bloodline went good in the end. Do you know what I mean? Cool, she became Skywalker, that's fine. I would have preferred her being called Rey Palpatine, but that's fine. Daisy Ridley, I think she's really cool. She did that really young, that project. Come back and do it again, and like and as much more mature, doing something years on, rebuilding the Jedi Order. So cool, I'd love to see what happens with that.
I can see this from both points of view. I chose to revisit Rey because, like you say, I would want to see more Daisy Ridley. I think give her more.
But also there, they gave us new characters. And we all hated it. Acolyte. They gave us something new, and everyone cried their eyes out. And so, what do you want them to do?
Yeah.
What do you want them to do?
I genuinely
They tried to give you The Stranger, brand new, Cortosis helmet, dual-wielding red lightsaber bad guy.
Master Soul is incredible.
Some of the most insane, like, PvP I've ever seen. And everyone's crying. And so then they obviously get a question like that. Well, I guess then the fan base probably wants to stick with what they know. It's just like...
I think the thing is, the reason I want Rey is because I want to keep building off of what is there. Don't get me wrong. I love the Acolyte and all these new different things and Skeleton Crew and blah, blah, blah. But I think that...
I love Skeleton Crew. I'll put that.
Yeah.
I love Skeleton Crew.
But I think that Rey has more story to be told. They could really do it now and commit to it. Here's what I don't like. When they do trilogies, and it's not just Disney or whoever, it is all studios. When they change director or like writers or change direction, just commit to an idea and do it. And this is what I'm worried about with the new Harry Potter series that they're doing. They're promising the world. They're promising book accurate. They're promising every single year that they're going to do another film. Realistically, do we think that it's going to get that far? Or is everyone going to hate on it by season 3 and it will be cancelled? Exactly. Just like Fantastic Beasts didn't get the 5 films that we were offered. We got 3 and it feels unfinished and it didn't feel like an end, and I haven't had enough of Newt Scamander. What I want is if they're going to do one more Rey film, make it 1 and make it amazing. If they're going to do 3, plan the 3, film the 3, and release them no matter what response you get. And I'll tell you why. If they stopped at The Phantom Menace, we would never have got Revenge of the Sith. And we would not have such a massive, amazing
And the reason why
Star
those
Wars.
trilogies work is, like you say, same director. You know, we saw even with the original Harry Potters, which I know everyone said is great, but obviously like Chris Columbus stopped after like the first 2, was it?
Yeah.
You could tell the tone got darker. The tone absolutely changed.
It worked with Harry Potter because the atmosphere changed in every single film because different things were happening. That's the only one where I can...
Paid off. But the other great trilogies, Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson, was one director, one vision, and it was flawless.
Yeah.
George Lucas masterminded the first trilogy, obviously the prequel trilogy. And like I say, I think, yes, the sequels, through no fault of their own, like the sequels, they lost their direction because you had multiple hands. And as soon as you have 2 hands grabbing the steering wheel, it starts to wobble.
But here's the
Do you know what I mean?
Here's the tea, though. They're still really good films.
Yeah,
they're still really enjoyable. I love them. I don't think that Rey and Kylo Ren should have kissed. The reason I love Rogue One is because Cassian and Jyn did not kiss.
Yep, I totally agree
I think
with that.
that's the best.
I resonate with that. I wish the baddies were stronger. Obviously, like I said, Acolyte gave us like insane level baddies. Look at Darth Maul. Darth Maul is like 2v1 in. Yeah. Obi-Wan, like prime young Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn. And he's like tapping out Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
in the sequels, like all those like Praetorian guards around Snoke just get absolutely smashed. Just get absolutely
Well, that's the
obliterated.
iconic thing that people always
like they're
talk
just
about,
total
isn't it?
sidemen, and I'm just like, well, how are you even guards? Like you're just all on their first day, and then like. and the Knights of Ren, Kylo just solos all of the Knights of Ren on his own, and I'm like, really, like this.
Does he Han Solo them?
Han Solos. The side baddies were better in the other ones. I want the baddies to be more bad. Give me some scary baddies.
This is a thing that we talk about quite a lot, is this sort of like always finding a redemption for a baddie or a reason why they've gone bad and things like that. I love the Stranger and all of that. It's just he's bad and he can't be
bad because he wants to be.
He can't be persuaded. He's a bad boy. The next question: would you cast Tom Holland or Timothee Chalamet as a young Solo?
One, obviously young Solo had already been cast, and that was done perfectly. Perfectly.
I agree.
The young actor who did it, and I'm so sorry I don't remember his name.
Can't remember.
He did it perfectly. I thought Solo was perfect. Like the way he acted it. I did not for 1 second think, oh, he's not very good.
No, didn't even cross my mind. I literally thought it was
I believed it was Han Solo,
a
young Han Solo.
And I think that is the thing with this like CGI versus recast. Go for the recast.
Yep.
It doesn't matter as much as the consistency matters. The only thing is they did recast in Andor season 2, Bail Organa.
Yeah, and that's because what's his name? Is it Jimmy? Wasn't free, basically. Scheduling issues, which is sad.
I think that actually was a mistake. Because for me, that is just inconsistency that doesn't make sense. Like, he's right there.
Don't get me wrong, the actor was good.
Oh, he was brilliant.
The actor was good.
But
not. I missed.
That's not Bail Organa, though.
Yeah, but bear in mind he's
some
old,
random
though.
geese.
I can't remember his name. I know it's either James or Jimmy something.
Random geese doing a cosplay.
It's random Organa, isn't it?
You say he's old, but he just literally was in Obi-Wan.
I think he's in his 70s.
Yeah, but he was just in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Playing like a younger him.
Andor was set like pre-Rebellion, pre-A New Hope, wasn't it? Whereas obviously this
I just think that was one that was really glaringly obvious that shouldn't have been recast.
Yeah.
Wait for him to be free.
I mean, if I had to stand on a box for this question, Tom Holland.
That's exactly what I did.
Because young Han's meant to be like this good-looking ruffian who can get the ladies. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I think Tom Holland can play, like rough him up a bit, and have him on with the jacket and the blaster. I think he can do it.
I don't know. I think he gives off too clean cut.
Yeah, but you can rough him up. I think Timothée Chalamet is too scrawny. Like
scrawny.
I'd be like, you're generally like little boy.
Some of the other creators were saying that he gives more like Sith vibes, like a bit more.
Yeah, it could be a baddie.
Baddie vibes. I mean, I chose Tom Holland really begrudgingly because I don't think either of them suit.
No.
A Han Solo.
It needs to kind of be a good-looking, rough, happy-go-lucky, like
I did also use the fact that Timothée Chalamet played Wonka, and I do sing a little bit of that song in the video. That was all of the questions we were asked. Let's have a look at more comments.
Go for it.
Tough watch, folks.
Why did you watch it then?
And yet you're commenting. Mandalorian fell off due to relying too much on nostalgia and ended up feeling like fanfic. But they also said Andor, on the other hand, felt so good it doesn't feel natural slapping a Star Wars label on it.
It literally goes into... No, I can't. Nostalgia. The last hour of Andor is literally them at Massassi Temple on Yavin 4, literally setting up for A New Hope.
Yeah.
With all of like the original Mon Mothma, they're dropping in Admiral Akbar's not here right now.
I left a comment just saying like, thanks for having me, blah, blah, blah. Someone's just put, you're not a fan because you like Grogu. I don't just like Grogu. And it's clear from what I say in the video that I know my stuff.
You know more than me at points.
I can't say it because I don't want to swear on the pod, but it's...
Shut you up, yeah.
Yeah, and grow up. There's more to life than Mickey Mouse.
Mate, some people just fuming.
I'm not sure why, but I find that girl with the Grogu ears to be chalkboard nail scratching levels of insufferable.
It's hilarious. Because I know you revel on it. You love winding people up.
That's hilarious. That is so funny.
You've raged him to the point he's written a comment.
Yeah,
he's like looked at you and be like, I just can't stand this girl. And I know you revel in it. You love
chalkboard nails.
You love winding people up. That's the problem.
Well, it's because I know like who I am, and I know I'm hilarious, and I know I'm great, and I know I'm like really fun and a really good friend and all this stuff. So like, I don't need the validation of strangers on comments. Like if they feel the need to hate on a random person that they don't even know, that's totally fine. But that is hilarious. Insufferable. Someone's put Andor is a very good sleeping pill. A girl with Yoda ears has bad taste in movies. but he doesn't even know that it's Grogu, not Yoda.
Yikes.
The Ears, Gal, and Padme, because one of the girlies was cosplaying as Padme, have no concept of writing, which explains so much about their choices. It's sad it's folks like them that get so much publicity and say in the fandom.
It's just... You know, some of your favourite films are some of the best written. So Shawshank Redemption, you know, Good Will Hunting, like proper good films, A Few Good Men. Like the films you're into are proper good, well-written films. So when people like say stuff like that, I'm just like, mate, how can you judge someone's taste off a minute?
Put, I would even choose The Acolyte over Andor. Andor feels like a black and white German TV show.
Hilarious. I think the fan base is actually quite divided on Andor.
I think really good. I love Andor. What I don't like is that
good
people...
at the end.
Well, yeah, but the whole of season 1 I love. I really love it.
Yes.
Here's the tea. People use Andor as a stick to beat other fans with because it's seen now in the same category as the original trilogy, right? That's sort of, it's almost pretentious. Like, oh, I'm better than you because I love Andor. No, I'm allowed to just like the joy and the fun and the cuteness of Grogu. I'm allowed to, and it's actually really good. Jar Jar shirt, Grogu headband says it all. Laughing face, laughing face.
And again, just judging on what you wear. You've literally worn it to rage bait as well.
That's the point. Like, it's meant to be like fun and like, you know.
And I don't get the obsession with hating Jar Jar. That's just like...
Everyone who I speak to about hating Jar Jar then goes back and rewatches it and it's like, actually, Jar Jar's not that bad. He is actually fun.
He's also minor.
I
bet
love
his
him.
screen time is like less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, someone said, me personally, I haven't watched Andor because I'm just not interested. The best things about Star Wars are the Sith and Jedi, Mandalorians, bounty hunters, and smugglers.
Definitely.
I want to see saber fights and cool armored mothers with laser guns. Girl with Grogu ears should quit Star Wars. So they've done a clip of the question of Tom or Tim as Han Solo. Yeah, a lot of people are agreeing with me on that one where it's like neither of them really suit it. And I like when someone is cast and they aren't well known already for something else. I think that's kind of all of the hate comments and all that. So
it wasn't that bad. It was a few like should quit should quit.
There
not true fan.
There are others that I couldn't add into the video, but yeah, feel free to go and have a look if you like at some of those. But it is a good watch. I think it's really funny. It was so good to just like chat to fans about Star Wars as well. I just thought it was really cool. And thank you to LADBible for having me. It was hilarious and I had a really good day basically. On that subject though, it's time for Controversial Corner.
Cities too.
A lot of the stuff we've already discussed is quite controversial. Like, I feel like there will be people with differing opinions, but let's all respect each other in the comments, all right? Or just tell me that I'm nails down the chalkboard insufferable, innit?
Why are you watching, if that's the case?
I think people are too comfortable with what they write on the internet.
Yeah. Do you know what? I never comment on anything. I just don't do it.
Not even positive ones.
I've spent
You're
enough
a silent watcher.
You
get a lot of silent watchers. If you're a silent watcher today, please leave me a comment. And it can just be like an emoji with like a shush, just a silent watcher to just let me know.
I'll double tap. I won't be that harsh, like to a creator. If I like their video and I'll follow, like if I want to see more I'll follow and like. I just never leave comments.
It's so interesting.
Because what then happens is someone then replies and just wants to start on you, and I'm just can't be bothered. I'm not glued to my phone.
Yeah, if there's something controversial, like I usually try and not comment because I don't want to have someone come back at me with anything. So like that's why I only replied to one of those hate comments on LADBible, because I was like, you got me there about the plush, because hilarious.
The thing is that you can get away with saying online just without recourse.
There's no repercussions for anything. I am a person who I will like something, I will comment on it, only positive ever. I never ever write a negative comment on anything. I think it's just not like within me. Like I don't want to spread hate to anyone or anything. It doesn't matter who it is. Even if it's someone with a completely differing opinion to me, I just don't comment. If
you've got something nasty to say or post it, if you wouldn't get away with saying that in your workplace to a colleague, then don't say it. But then obviously I know when people go, oh, free speech and everything, I'm like, I'm not trying to dampen free speech, but I'm just trying to keep it like just a professional environment, a respectful environment. And sometimes you do need to have boundaried environments, but maybe treat the internet or something like that like that's a public space. Your name and everything's attached to that. The problem is it's not, though. The problem is it's not. It's a blank photo with a made up name or anything like that. What is the purpose of your comment? Right? Exactly. Well, yes.
So my comments, their purpose is always to spread joy, happiness, confidence to someone, to make someone laugh. Like, it's always fun. So The Acolyte is a perfect example. I loved The Acolyte. When the clips would come up on Star Wars page or Disney's page, I'd write, loved this moment, loved the stranger, or like whatever. And I would always get replies saying, how much did they pay you to comment this? How much, and girl, I wish they would. But isn't that so sad that they think that I must have been paid to want to write something positive?
I think people can't fathom that people have different views than them.
It's the classic Star Wars thing of everyone thinks they're right. Now, I'm totally cool with, if you prefer Andor to The Mandalorian, I totally understand it. Yeah. I can see that point of view, and that's cool. I would rather keep The Mandalorian because of what it's brought to me in my life. So I accept that it may not have brought the same to that person and they prefer Andor. That's totally fine.
Lots of people prefer the original trilogy. I found them a bit slow. The CGI's very dated, and it was carried by Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford.
Carrie be carrying. Is that what
they
saying?
Carried it. I can't lie.
Carrie be carrying. Do you know what I find interesting? The amount of people who will watch something and not even like it or comment, but then you'll like see them in person or something, they'll be like, oh yeah, I saw that on your page. And it's so funny to see who does watch, who doesn't interact. This is me saying to you guys as well, if you do like stuff, then like support people online. It can be a friend. If they've posted a selfie of themselves, I'll be the first person commenting something nice on my friend's selfie. 100%. You know why? Because it gives them confidence. They don't feel like they're posting into a void and no one's appreciating their post. If they've gone through and they've picked their favourite photo of themselves and they've made it their profile photo because they're the most proud of how they look in that photo, yes, I am commenting. Yes, I am liking it. I like to support people, Yeah,
I always do a like, I just never comment.
Yeah, a like is fine, but I think a comment goes extra far.
Yeah.
Especially like if it's someone's big sort of like life event, to be like, congrats or love this for you. I'm sure everyone watching this is thinking, yeah, do you know what? I have a time when someone went an extra mile and commented on something and I really appreciated it. People talk about social media being addictive and blah, blah, blah. And like, it's addictive to get likes or whatever and it boosts your happiness. I think there is an element of that, but there's also an element of actually it's just nice to have your friends like stuff and like your family and stuff to, show that they have watched and they're interested. So do you think people are too comfortable with what they put on the internet?
Absolutely. I think lots of people would say what they wouldn't say in real life.
The kind of thing like the would you rathers and stuff like that is for people to comment on and to give their controversial opinions.
Oh, it's to invite engagement. You have to remember.
Exactly.
And they will do that by putting some baity things. They get a little fishing rod.
Yeah,
to reel in the comments.
But the thing is, though, is it's not just that. It's everything these days. It's reviews of films. Or I'm going to say it was absolutely terrible because if you put a massive thumbnail saying, I hated this, loads of people will come and watch it.
The negativity does pull in.
Yeah.
If you're thinking, should I go watch that new film in the cinema, and you're scrolling through TikTok or like YouTube and you see the worst film I've seen this year, you're probably going to want to see that review and be like, oh, I wonder what this guy's saying about it. Why is it so bad?
Isn't that crazy though? But this is the thing, and this is why I encourage everyone to seek out the positivity. I have started using the not interested feature so much on the videos that I'm getting and things like that. And
I do that.
I keep it positive all the time online. And it is the only way to do it. You have to protect yourself. Block people. I love the block button. It's the best. And it keeps your psyche so well protected.
The sad thing is the people that are influenced. I don't truly believe that many people hate The Acolyte that much.
No.
I think a few people saw the hate and just jumped on the band. Same with Skeleton Crew. People hate, and I'm like, they're literal kids.
Did people hate that?
Yeah, some people hated the Skeleton Crew and just being like, oh, it's rubbish, it's for kids.
It was so fun. It was such a good show.
It was brilliant.
I love Neil.
I felt like a little kid watching it again.
I love Star Wars so much. I love every part of Star Wars, and every new release for Star Wars is a win.
Yeah, it's more Star Wars. What's the problem?
To me, that's a fan. You can hate stuff or like other stuff more than other things, like naturally we're all going to, but every Star Wars release is a win because we are lucky that it's still going, that we still have the characters we love and we still have the world and the galaxy to tap into. I think we're the luckiest fandom from that point of view because we are still getting new Star Wars content.
I think of it like the Killers. If you're a fan of the Killers, you follow
band.
all their band, you're following all their albums. The original Hot Fuss, you know, all the way through Sam's Town, all the way up to Day and Age, all the way up to the albums they've got now, Imploding the Mirage, Pressure Machine, all that stuff. I'm a fan of the Killers. I know all the songs. But if you just be like, I just like Mr. Brightside, that's fine. You just like their top hits. And that should be the same with Star Wars. Like, that's fine. You just like the original. I like the original trilogy. Yeah. If you're a fan, you love all of it. And all Star Wars is good because you just love more Star Wars. I love a new video game coming out. I love Squadrons. I love the card games that come out. I love the art,
I
comics.
see your point of view, but I also think that's kind of wrong because I do think that anyone can be a Star Wars fan. You don't have to have seen everything and know everything. And I think that's also the dark side of Star Wars and the fans is the fact that someone can say, oh, yeah, I haven't watched that bit. And they're like, oh, you're not a Star Wars fan then. But that's not true. You can like one part of it. You don't have to know every bit of Star Wars. You don't have to know all of the lore and all the stuff underneath it. You can actually you can like Mandalorian just because Grogu's cute. That's totally fine.
Yeah. I just think you just generically like all of it. You have your favourites. You might have your favourite album from the artist you like, your favourite films. But you wouldn't then just be like, that's bad. I don't... You know when some people are like, I don't consider the Disney sequels canon. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I don't consider that canon. That's like saying, like, your band who just released their latest album, I don't consider that. That's not done by them. That's not their album. And it's just like, mate, you're not a fan then. You just like their original stuff. You like their earlier sound.
Disney, like, there are obviously my favourites. And same with Pixar, there are my favourites. But I am a fan because I will always turn up at the cinema no matter what. I don't care if people are saying it's the worst thing that they've ever seen. I am turning up at the cinema and I'm watching it for myself and I'm making my own opinion. And that's a fan. That's a Disney adult, that is.
It's come rain or shine, I'm backing this all the way. I'm going to die on this hill. I love Star Wars. Whereas people who are selective, that's like, okay, you just like going to the home games then. You just like celebrating the big wins like Andor and you just want to be like, yeah, I'm a fan.
Isn't it such a good time to be a Star Wars fan? Though?
Oh, it's the best time of life.
We're getting such good stuff. But I think that's the end of the episode then.
That is the end of the episode.
Thank you very much for watching. We will be back next week with another episode of Elz Tells. What was that? Do that again. Really good. Every Friday at 8 a.m. we will be back.
Bish bash bosh.